Good morning. It is 6:40 a.m. on Friday, July 26th, 2019. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. I had a fun session of Dungeons and Dragons last night. Feeling pretty good about that. But what I really want to talk about this morning was, just the strange power that cleaning up has. It's this weird double-edged sword that I'm sure a lot of people can identify with to one degree or another. Because I have found over the course of my life that I'm not a naturally tidy person. I mean, just not. And so my natural tendency is to accumulate clutter. Like my pattern, as has been the case most of my life, and I think so, I can look for sources of this in my parents as well. My tendency has always been to not just be a total slob right away, but to gradually accumulate clutter until it you leave a couple of things, and then when those things are out, it doesn't seem like a big deal to leave another thing, and then you just accumulate stuff, and it becomes messier and messier until you get to that point where you're feeling vaguely like, not only would I be embarrassed if someone were to come over and see my place like this, but I'm concerned that they would be concerned for me. And I think I don't want to overstate that, because I don't think I've ever let it get to where a 15 minutes of tidying up can't make a significant improvement. But nonetheless, can get, pretty untidy. And even though, generally speaking, I don't think of that cluttered state as being like unpleasant necessarily, like I don't like it, but by contrast, when I have put some time into cleaning, like I don't enjoy doing it, but once it's done, I do feel better. And it's this strange power where, as the clutter accumulates, it's a little bit like the whole slow boiling frog metaphor, right? Where I'm accumulating stress as a result of the clutter, but it comes on so slowly and gradually that I don't really notice until I clean up and it's suddenly cool again. And it's like, oh yes, this is better. Why can't I just keep it like this all the time? And then repeat the cycle over and over and over and over. So I'm at one of the cleaner points of the cycle right now, and I'm actually taking some steps to try to reduce the total amount of total clutter in my place. Right now I'm trying to, I've got a big messy spot in the middle right now where I'm trying to get together all of the electronic bits and bobs that I really just don't need anymore. Like, some gadget that I got, 15 years ago that I'm never going to use again, but doesn't feel appropriate to just throw it in the trash can. But, from a, environmental standpoint. So my understanding is that Best Buy will have like an electronics recycling center. So I'm planning to take a bunch of stuff over there, but I kind of want to make that one trip. So I'm sort of collecting, going through the various places that I have such things and actually deciding, it's like, okay, definitely do not need 15 micro USB to USB cables, especially when half of them probably don't work, which is why I bought the others, and things like that. But, also wanting to make sure, for example, that I do not throw away the power cord to my keyboard, for example, and piano keyboard, that is. And I have a piano keyboard that I don't play very much. Mm. But, certainly want to not do things like throw away the power cord to something that I actually might use at some point. And so mostly I'm just kind of trying to take steps that will make it easier to keep that whole clutter-free situation going. And also, I don't know, hopefully making it easier to keep just a clear mental head. I don't know. Anyway, not that I am spitting anything profound here. I think everybody understands intuitively this weird dynamic where you feel better when things are clean, but because that's effort, you naturally tend to let it get dirty, but then that's stressful. And it's just this weird dynamic of, like so many things in our lives where, feels good to eat anything you want all the time, but you don't feel good in the long run. It only feels good in the moment. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.